In this video, I'm going to give you a quick example of how to properly slide into a girl's DMs on Instagram. So, the woman that you can see in the clip I just played is someone I've been friends with on Instagram for a good few years. She uploaded that clip and I really wanted to speak to her, but I didn't want to say the same old boring generic stuff that most guys do. So what I did is this. So I can tell that you're undergoing a bit of a transformation as of late. Let's call it a process of self-discovery or something like that. And it's very interesting to watch. So what's happened here is that I could tell from the sorts of stuff she's posting that she's on a journey of self-discovery. So I mentioned that. I said something very insightful about who she is and what she's doing. I told her that she's on this voyage of self-discovery. That hit her to her core and then caused her to give me a deluge, to respond with an absolute deluge of feedback. She tells me everything about what is going on with her and then asks me, because I'm an expert, if I can give her any recommendations. Now, the fact that she referred to me as an expert and asked for recommendations is very interesting and very relevant to me being on social media. That's very, very, very relevant, but I will get to that. Anyway, she asked me for recommendations and then I give her some recommendations. However, I knew that if I spent too much time giving her advice without creating a man to woman vibe, I would eventually friend zone myself. So what I said to her is this. Before I get started, I'm going to say that I am going to ask you out at some point in the future. So don't go thinking that me and you are just friends just because I throw some advice your way. That's what I want to say to start with. Now I'll give you some advice. So then I gave her the advice which she loved, but that's not the main thing to take from this. The main thing to take from what I'm saying is, when I messaged her, I did so in a unique way that offered an insightful comment that 99% of guys who were looking at her Instagram at that same picture wouldn't have came up with. A comment that was very true to her and her soul and forced her to have to respond. 2, she referred to me as an expert of self-improvement. Now, me and her haven't spoken on Instagram for quite some time. We haven't spoken at all for quite some time, but she referred to me as an expert. That is because she has been watching my posts over time and has formed a positive opinion of me even without actually having to speak to me in person. Therefore, when I actually messaged her, she was like, hey, I've got a message from Kieran. This is amazing. On top of that, my message was really, 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 really insightful. So then that was even better. Finally, I told her my intentions and I told her like a man. I just said, look, I'm going to ask you out at some point. So don't think that me and you are just friends, because we're not. Now, I wasn't needy about it. I was just authoritative and decisive and confident. And notice I never said when I was going to ask her out. I'm not desperate to ask her out. I'm not, oh, could I be lucky enough to have a date with you? No, it's not that energy. I'm just letting her know that I'm here, that I'm interested, and that me and her are not just friends. Like, my interests go deeper, and I'm just blatantly saying it. And as you can see, she absolutely loved it. She liked the message, and then she responded with big fat smiley faces. So yeah, some things for you to know about sliding into a girl's DMs on Instagram.